A trick of the light and color simply mesmerizes, especially in winter. To work in the mixed media technique from Pebeo, and I already have a detailed video about it on my channel, I've bought stained glass paints, but as I already have them, I decided to use the paints for their intended purpose. You can buy such a kit from Pebeo with tiny bottles or separate colors in bigger bottles, which is quite convenient. You can pour resin on different flat and not only flat silicone surfaces, including for instance a clock. You can make golden numbers and transparent base and then paint them. To my mind it would be wonderful, but I've already decided to make something different. First, I'll take the plexiglass out from this cheap IKEA frame, which on its own, I think, is meant for being decorated. After that, I want to paint the glasses from this candle holder, which is also from IKEA. Initially it was black, but then I painted it into silver, and today it will change its appearance once again. Contour paints are used to create stained glass. I took a gold and a black one. If you are not that good at drawing like me, you can take as a base for your stained glass any coloring. The links to mine saved images I will leave in the description. And if you have no possibility to print images and you really want to transfer them somehow on paper, you can put a sheet of paper on your screen and slightly touching the paper with your pencil, in no case you need to press it hard, transfer the image. Next, on your table, you can work on the details and make the lining more distinct and even. Instead of the flowers on the image, I drew the leaves of a holly. Take the protective film off from one of the sides of the plexiglass, hold this clean side up and attach the glass to the paper using some tape. That will help to fix your image. Such white tape perfectly unsticks from surfaces and leaves no marks. And finally, I start drawing using the contour paint. If you have never done this before, you'll have to get used to it. Recently, I had some practice, but I still feel unconfident on this count. It turned out pretty awesome. It is advisable to leave the contour till it's dry, at least for half an hour, and then you can move on to the paints. But I decided to add a little bit more of elements. It looks more interesting this way. I think you can agree with me. You mustn't wet your brushes with water. That was the reason why I had decided to use wood sticks to apply paints. One more reason was that the spaces I had to fill in were very small. I like the way the paints bleed into each other. You can mix them and make new colors and their gradients during your process of work. The paint sets in half an hour, but it completely dries up only in a day. I take it away to let it dry up and move on to the main artwork, the glasses. Elements for them will be smaller, so I copy the images right from the phone. The screen of the phone will endure the slight pressing of a pencil for sure. I attach the paper to some tape again, because even if you hold it with your fingers, the image might move because of an accident touch of your hand. For this reason, I hold the sheet of a paper below with a wood stick. You can attach it in the bottom as well and don't hold it at all, holding only the phone. But for me it is more convenient to sometimes scroll the image a bit to be able to check what I draw and what is drawn on the original picture. Because through the paper you can't always see particular tiny elements, can't really realize what goes where and what line it is. In a nutshell, that is how you can copy a pretty image on paper. I wanted to apply such an image on the glass, but then I started to worry that it wouldn't look nice because of the star in the middle. That was the reason why I drew only the holy and poinsettia. It was easier for me to take off the glass by unbending only the bottom attachment. Keep in mind that the lantern has a frame and a little part of the glass hides inside of it, so when you apply a pattern, you have to leave half a centimeter from the edge. Fix the glass on the stencil and de-oil the surface with the varnish remover. It will help your paint spread better. This time I decided to take a golden contour paint to make the pattern look more festive. In case if you don't like the result you achieve, you can wipe off the paint made by contour paint before it is dry. You can also correct any part before the paint has dried up. I leave the glass for 30 minutes and during this time I go outside to paint the lantern itself using a spray. Something happened to my spray paint, I told you about that, and now unfortunately paint spreads awfully rough. While the lantern is drying up, let's return to the stained glass. The day later, everything dried up, so it was possible to finish the work. This lantern made from plexiglass of course was a kind of a training, but it could be also put on some sunny place and it will be showing a stunning play of color in the sun. Speaking about the candle holder, it turned out fabulous. Write down in the comments, would it be interesting for you to watch a masterclass devoted to using such paints in artwork without excessive idle talks? Cause usually I do not film masterclasses, but the way I create things, what I achieve and what I fail. But considering how difficult it was for me to find the information about, for example, how much it takes for stained glass to dry up, I think that the Russian YouTube lacks such videos. Plus, looking at the obtained result at this golden lantern, this topic has started to increasingly intrigue me. I hope you liked this video, and I have started to speak this ending in a different manner to which I'm not used to. I hope this video was interesting and useful for you. Many thanks to my sponsors for support. I love you this much. Bye!